If you're out there, let me know you're able to hear my voice. We're going to get started. Good morning, Chantal. We're not streaming now. Aren't we streaming WASD? But wait. Oh, I goofed. Okay, let's do it now. No problem. I'd rather do it now. That's fine. We will end at 8:30. End it right after the Canada jobs report is done. Okay? After I do the www.jointhetraderoom.com. Don't let me forget. I thought we were streaming WASD. My mistake. Gee, what a surprise. Another mistake. Um, it's okay. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Canada Jobs Report, 10-minute trades trade room. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director for 10-minute trades. Please remember, all the trades we discuss, they are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures. So let's be honest about Canada. I did a bunch of research, and this is a pretty high slippage report. And it does not offer, when Canada trades by itself, the way it's doing today, 80–90% of the time, Canada jobs trades with the US jobs report. When it trades with the US jobs report, it's an excellent report to trade. When it trades by itself, it's a high slippage mess. Okay? I mean, that's the truth. It's not a good report when it trades by itself. It's just got strange reactions. It's got high slippage. So look, today's Friday. I'm here. I'm waiting for WASD. That's my trade for today. So I'm going to trade a couple of contracts on Canada, and I'm going to try and do it in the only way that I believe there's a possibility of getting a profit. And, if it goes and tests the high before the report, which it looks like it's going to do, it might not be worth trading. One of the issues that we're seeing with Canada, more than some of the other indexes, is there's been unusually large moves before the reports. And this is just anecdotal. I noticed it on Canada GDP last week and CPI, if I remember correctly. And they didn't have proper moves. So I'll show you, let me show you, before I forget, other issue, watching gold. The gold open is at 820. You might have a gold magnet trade starting to try to test the high on gold. So I'm going to look at tick strike on gold. If you just take a look at gold over the past, since last night, Gold's been in a it's in a pretty tight consolidation over the past since like 10 o'clock last night. This goes back a little bit earlier than 10 o'clock, 6 p.m. Gold made some new lows in the middle of the night, like before 2 a.m. And it's been a little bit on the bullish side, definitely. I mean, you could say a lot on the bullish side. But for gold, it's pretty quiet this morning. The Canadian dollar is pretty quiet this morning. But so we're just watching gold for the open. The way that we play the gold open right now is very similar to the oil open, trying to wait for the first good signal. Yesterday, I did not trade the oil open properly. I took the first signal instead of waiting. It didn't work anyway yesterday, oil's open, which will happen, but I didn't give myself as good of a chance to win because I took the earlier signal that I shouldn't have taken. So right now, gold is closer to the high. It is, even though it says it's down a little bit, gold is bullish. My setup on the gold open, remember, I don't use the range, but I might try it because it might keep us safe. When I say use the range, ticks above is 1, ticks below is 1, graphic shown on chart is checked, and one click bar look back is 1. So we're using a 1 bar range to keep us a little bit safer than just entering instantly. My first target is a 9. My second target is a 20. My initial stop is 19. And if my first target gets hit, my break even moves to -3, and I'm using a squeeze play. Okay. When I say I'm using the range to let the price come to me, let's say I just got a signal to go short. I didn't, and it's okay. All right. This is a long, honestly. I think gold is testing right now the high. But let's say we get a short signal. There we go. If you get that short there, that was a good signal, that first one. Now you're late because it's right at the high. Let's say you want to use the range. Clicking the long button puts you in the market immediately. Clicking the short button puts you in the market immediately short. Using the range to get in gives you a little bit of safety because it won't put you in unless the market goes your direction. If for honest, if I had gotten a long signal so that I put my order on the upper line here, but the market changed direction, then it would keep me safe. So you can enter that way also. If there's a really good move, you're going to get filled and probably hit your targets, right? If it's not a good move and there's no follow through, it might just keep you safe and not put you in. So it is something to consider on the opens or any time you take a trade. You can use the range to help keep you safe. Don't have to, but you can. Mark, what time did you get long on gold? Gold's been bullish. Like I said, gold's been bullish. I think really, if you look, well, I know the time you start looking. So I'm figuring 727. Yeah, look. So it was right at the VWAP when Mark was looking at gold. Remember, he gets up. This is what he does in the morning. It's different than the way we do things. 727. The VWAP is right there. Gold's sitting on it. And you're close to the high also, which helps me thinking directionally. So 1935.20. What's the ATR on gold today? So if I look at, we're trying to figure out what indicator, which ATR and on which platform we should be using ATR. So there's the ending of the, not the ending, but it is that's the complete test of the high there. It burst through, made a new high. Choppy though, right? Very choppy. Big ups and downs. You can't do that with a 10-tick stop. You're putting a one range bar on and then putting ATR on the chart to do it that way. Yeah, I just want to, so if I use a 1 minute chart, let's just see how it compares. I mean, it's seven. It's pretty close. It's pretty close to yours using a 1 minute chart on gold. For me, it would be a seven, a little bit higher than a seven. So if I use a 1 minute ATR on a 1 minute chart, it gives me close to a seven on gold, which is what you got. That's good, so that we're at least close. So that means it's a 21 stop, a 21 stop on gold, 21 tick. 3 times ATR is what we're thinking would be a good level to start with stops. So that's a little bit of a small stop today. And the only thing I'm happy about is that my analysis that gold has been somewhat consolidating since last night. It's shown by the smaller ATR this morning. We're going to watch gold. I mean, the way that gold is behaving, the open is a different trade. It's different than the pre-open trades, right? The gold open is different than the pre-open trades because it can go any direction at the open. That's the truth. It can go any direction. So, quick video on Canada jobs. Here's what happened last month. Traded by itself. Good news offset, a great news offset. We used a pretty big bracket, which cost us probably some small amount of profit. And you could see that it was a high slippage, low liquidity move. And all we were able to do was get out of the Canada trade with 1 tick. 1 tick. The issue with Canada, and then it just, it went up a little bit after the trade, 2 ticks, $15 profit. It's probably not worth trading for most of you. Okay, that's the truth. It's probably not worth trading Canada. But so here's my thinking. We used a 12 bracket the last time. I'm going to see if I can survive by cutting my bracket in half. I'm cutting my bracket in half. And I'm leaving it subject to change. Gold has been a long pre-open. Wow. So very nice gold trade this morning. So look, it's up to you if you want to trade before the news. Those are the tough decisions, right? So I'm just looking for 7 and 15 ticks of profit from Canada with a stop of 15. I mean, the reality is, I don't think Canada's worth trading. I mean, that's the truth. You're not going to trade 10 contracts on it because it's not a trustworthy enough move. That's the problem that we're facing. I don't think we have enough confidence that Canada, A, will fill you, right? Will it even fill you? So I'm going to watch. I'm going to check. Whoops. Let me check my bracket real quick. We've got 5 minutes until the gold open. So look, if you missed that gold open trade, you can't torture yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. You have to make a decision whether you want to trade before the open. If you're watching gold and look, our analysis was correct. Our analysis was correct that gold was bullish, even though it was down a couple of bucks, a little bit more than $1. Our analysis was still bullish. So you could have taken trades before the open, but it's all a matter of how much money do you have in your account, how much are you risking, what's your trading plan, what are you planning on doing with the gold open? Those are the questions, and it's the questions for everything. Have a plan, stick to your plan, and trade it. If you're just going to do the open, then you just have to watch when there's great moves. And we know there are. We see it. We see moves. Gold, I think gold in particular has really good moves in the early morning. It just does. We know it does. So I'm just getting my Canada trade set. If we can get our 2 ticks, our 6 ticks, I'm sorry, our 6 tick bracket to work, then maybe there's a chance for a little bit of profit. 8:30 entry on Canada, targets of 7 and 15, bracket of 6. It's a regular breakout trade. That's my setup. We'll see if it works. Now, gold, the open, it made a new high. I'm going to check my time sync. Right, gold on news days. So, okay, so look, Mark's been doing this for a year, right? Mark, you've been doing this for more than a year. Am I correct on that? So he's got some good advice. He's got some good advice. And the one big piece of advice is trade gold on news days. In other words, Canada jobs report is news, 8:30. If there's good news at 8:30, gold is a good trade in the morning. That's what he's found. So what we could do is if we're here for gold, then we have time to do an analysis like today. We could have taken long trades, but it's a lot of risk and more than one trade. So we could start out doing it with micro gold so that people aren't risking $400 on every gold trade. So that might be an alternative way to do it. So the Canada trade is set up. I think that it looks like we'll survive the 6 tick bracket. But really, what I'm looking for, what I'm really looking for is hopefully a good move on WASD this morning. I just went to time.is to check my time sync. So the gold open is at 820. And I would take any direction, but I'm not taking the first signal. We're waiting for the first signal because often the first signal is false. So there's the first signal. So see, you might have gotten in. So that first signal, just waiting now to see. So pent up orders, what you're thinking is that pent up orders are are out of the way. Now, so I'll tell you why that was not a good signal to take. It's something new that we realized. It was a short signal, but it was on a green candle. That signal's not going to work. I should not have taken that signal. In my opinion, that signal will not work. It was a green candle. Okay. So watch, it's not going to work. It's not, it was the wrong signal to take. And I'll show you later on the video. I'll show you later on the video. I'd be very, 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 very surprised if it works. My gut feeling, because I believe that I took the wrong signal, is to consolidate my orders and try and get out close to break even because I'm in the trade I really didn't want to be in. And you had to really look carefully. The candle was not red, and it was actually had a slight move up, even though there was a down signal. So you don't want to take a signal if the price is moving up and the signal's down. You want to take a signal where there's price agreement. So that's important. And that's why, look, it's Friday. I'm not going to start trading live on a Friday for the first time. And gold, I have not decided if we're going to trade the gold opens. Maybe we'll just trade gold opens on news days. But, I'm not a liar. I need practice on the gold, especially on the gold open. But I'm explaining. I hope everybody understands why that signal was not good. And I said it was going to get stopped. It's going to get stopped. My stop size close enough to the 3 times ATR, so I'm not that concerned that my stop size was wrong. I will exit this trade no matter what. I think at 825 because I want to watch Canada. I'm trading Canada live. Just a couple of contracts, small bracket. Yes, Mark, absolutely should just trade or practice gold open on days where there's news. There's no embarrassment in practicing in the trade room. This is something new for all of us. So there's no embarrassment in that. I learned years ago. I remember when I first started this job, the first time I lost money in public in the trade room was one of the most difficult experiences I ever had. It was hard enough losing money by myself in my office, but to lose money in the trade room, It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. I felt so small and ignorant. It was really, really difficult. So I'm perfectly okay. This trade, I definitely entered wrong. I explained why, just to simply go over it one more time. The move, the candle was green and had a slight move up. The signal was down. I should not have entered the down signal. Okay. It doesn't have anything to do with gold being bullish, the analysis, because we know gold can change direction at the open on a hair. So you can still have a good opposite direction trade at the open, but you want the candle to be working on your side. You want the price action to be working in your direction. So that's something we noticed and have been noticing more and more strongly as time goes on. Chantal's saying it was also on a support as well. Okay. The support being what the high? The high, Chantal, is that what you're thinking? Hey, I'm answering your questions. It was also on the high, which is very strong support. Now, taking a short on the high in some ways is less scary than taking a long on the high because there's a very good possibility when you take a short on a high, you might take advantage of that pullback, right? That often takes place when an index makes a new high. So I just want out of the trade now because we want to concentrate on Canada. So it's at zero, which is perfectly fine. I'm not doing anything with the gold open. My entry was wrong. I didn't pay for it, but my entry was wrong. You have to decide if you're willing to take an entry on support. That's up to you. Yeah, it's working, Mark, but it's okay. It's still, you want to enter the right way because obviously in the long run, it's going to make your trading better. It's going to be better for your account to do things the right way, obviously. Yeah, Chantal, why is your text on the right? Is that when you're an administrator? Your text is on different sides of the screen depending on how you've logged in. Is that true? So when you're an administrator, I don't really see your texts as easily in the room. So we're looking to see if there's a tradable trade on Canada jobs. I'm just trading two contracts, targets of 7 and 15. My bracket is small, a bracket of 6. Canada is right in the middle of highs and lows today. And we'll just see if the report works. And then we will transition into the oil open this morning. And then the NQ open. And then we'll shut the room. When we'll shut the room after the NQ open. And I have an appointment and then WASD at 11:30. That's our schedule for today. Now, it'd be interesting to watch gold on Canada's jobs report. Gold moves on lots of different news, right? That's something we know. Gold moves on lots of reports. It moved great on FOMC minutes, which it hadn't done in a year. You know, our FOMC minutes trade, our our DMMs hadn't worked for a full year. That's why we went to the new range trade. Let's watch Canada and see if there's any chance of getting a fill here. Now, if there's no response, I don't think I'll stay in the trade I don't think I'll hang around very long if there's no response. No response. Okay. Shrinking my stop by 3 ticks. The news is somewhat negative. Somewhat negative. So you could see why I don't want to trade this report on Canada. It's not worth trading. It's definitely not worth trading. Gold had a pretty good move. I don't think we're going to get any, if I can get out of this trade, I would be happy. I'm shrinking my stop. I don't want to get stopped, but the trade's not working. Okay, obviously. I don't think there's much of a chance of a bullish move here. So all I'm trying to do is just lose less. Okay, lose less. Every time it goes up, I'm moving my stop up now. I would say, there's still a decent enough offset that this trade could have worked. Okay. It could have worked even with the decent offset. It's not a great offset, but it's decent. Okay. It's decent. Okay. So look, it did the exact same thing it did the last time we traded Canada without the US jobs report. I'm very pleased that I didn't get stopped out. I don't think it would have been worth sitting in the trade to see if there's a test of the high when we're almost as close to the low. I'm just happy it wasn't a loss. Okay. It's not my account, not my personal money. It's the company's money. And I respect their money, if you know what I'm saying, right? I respect their money. I don't want to lose their money. Um, I would say that was good management on a bad trade. Good management on a bad trade. Okay. Let me render the video. YouTube, I want to give you an opportunity on YouTube to join our trade room. We would love if you join our trade room. So bear with me for 1 second. Everybody knows the same routine that we're always doing. We want to always offer everyone on YouTube to come and learn with us in the trade room. The trades are not delayed. www.jointhetraderoom.com. You can come join with us for just $97 a month. That's a steal. One trade could pay for a year's worth of trade rooms. It could happen. You could get lucky. You could get smart. 97 a month, www.jointhetraderoom.com. Learn the way we trade. Breakouts, earnings coming up very shortly. A lot of things going on. So thank you, everybody on YouTube, for watching, and we'll see you in the trade room next week.